Hello students, as in the last lecture, we started with a new chapter, that is probability distribution, where we saw what is the meaning of probability mass function. In short, we can say it is PMF, as this PMF is small letter. Then after that we saw what do you mean by probability distribution of discrete random variable. Then after that we saw about CDF, E of x, V of x and SDX. As E of x, it is known as expected value. Expected value, it is also known as mean in this chapter. V of x, it is known as variance, and SG stand for standard deviation. So as I had explained in the previous video that this first four concept, it is your first exercise. PMF, probability distribution, CDF, E of x, V of x and SGX, it is there in the first exercise, and this probability density function, it is there in the second exercise. Yes or no? So we saw exact meaning of PMF. So PMF means what? It is known as probability mass function, in which you will have one table like this, and simply in the question they will ask state whether this box actually is known as probability distribution. This box is a PMF or not. So how to guess a given particular box is a PMF or not? So you have to remember this 3 point. The first one is what? The total of P of x, it should be equal to 1. The total of P of x, it should be equal to 1. As here we have 4 values. When you will add the 4 values, you will get what? 1.0, as it comes to 1. That is equals to 1. So remember, the point number 1 is what? The sum of the value of P of x, it should be equal to 1. If it is equal to 1, then we can say a given probability distribution is a PMF. If it is not equal to 1, so we can say it is not PMF. As this types of question to guess whether a probability distribution is PMF or not, it will come for 1 mark. So simply you have to remember this 3 point. Point number 1, the total, it should be equal to 1. Okay. Second point, the value of P of x, it should lies between 0 to 1. It means 0 less than equal to 1, less than equal to. Less than equal to 1 means what? It indicate what? We have to consider 0 and 1 also. That means the value will lies between these two. Okay. In short, you can remember like this also. The value of P of x, basically it will be greater than 0. Greater than equal to 0. So greater than equal to 0 means what? It should contain positive values. Okay. Now point number 3 is what? If P of x cannot be negative. Remember, P of x cannot be negative. As I had explained here, the value, it should be greater than equal to 0. Okay, so the value, it should be in positive. If in case P of x, any one of this value contain negative number, straight away you will write that a given probability distribution is not a PMF. Okay, so simply you have to remember this 3 point. It should be equal to 1. All the values should be positive. Then only we can say it is PMF. If the values are negative, then straight away you will write it is not PMF. So PMF stands for what? Probability mass function. Then after that, we saw about the random variable. As I told In random variable, there are two types of random variable. One is discrete and one is continuous. As in the last lecture, I had explained these two things with an example. I hope you all understood what is the difference between discrete and continuous. After that, I told that about CDF we'll see afterwards when we'll deal the sum with respect to CDF. Okay, so this part we'll see afterwards. Then after that, we started with the main concept. I told that in the first exercise, majority of the sum it is based on the point number 4. That means you will have a table like this where you have to find expected value, variance and standard deviation. So the formula for expected value is the total of xi pi. For variance it is e of x square minus e of x the whole square. So before finding variance, first you will find e of x square. As for e of x square is total of xi square into pi. Okay, so the last one is standard deviation. To find standard deviation, simply what you will do, you will find the square root of v of x to get the answer of SD. SD stand for standard deviation. As in the last lecture, we took one example based on how to find the value of e of x and v of x. Yes or no? So you have to remember this table. In the first column it will be xi, in the second column it will be pi, in the third column it will be xi pi, in the next xi square, then after that in the last xi square into pi. After table, first you will find e of x. After finding e of x, directly don't find v of x. Before that you find e of x square. Okay, so we'll take one more sum based on this type, where we'll see again how to find the value of e of x, v of x, and even in this example we'll see how to find the value of SG. So here we have the value of x and p of x. So we'll write first step as let x equals to xi and p of x will take as pi. So here we have the value of x, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. P of x we have 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.1, 0 0.15, 0 0.25. Okay, then after that we have to increase the column as per the rule. Third column is what? Xi pi. After that it is xi square, and in the last column xi square into pi will come. Okay, xi pi means what? We have to multiply this 2. Okay, so here you can write xi in place of p of x. As p of x, here we took what? Pi, so here you can write as pi also. Okay, so when you will multiply this 2, here you will get minus 0.4, minus 1 into 0.3, it will be minus 0.3, 0 into 0.1 is 0, this will be what? A 0.15, and this will be what? 0.50. Okay, after that we have to find the square of xi. That means square of the first column. Minus square, minus 2 square is 4, minus 1 square is 1, 0 square is 0, 1 square is 1, and 2 square is 4. Okay, then after that, in the last column, we have to multiply xi square into pi. That means this two column. So we'll multiply now. 0.2 into 4, it will give 0.8. 0.3 into 1 is 0.3. 0.1 into 0 is 0. This will give 0.15, and 0.25 into 4, it will be 1.00. So we'll write 1 only. Okay. After that, the first step is what we have to find e of x. To find e of x, what is the formula? Total of xi and pi. So here we have to find the total of xi and pi. As here we have two positive numbers and two negative numbers. Yes or no? So when you will add these two positive numbers, you will get 0.65. When you will solve these two numbers like minus 0.4 and minus 0.7, yes or no? So you will get what? Minus 0.3, sorry, minus 0.4 and minus 0.3, you will get what? Minus 0.7. As 0.15 and 0.50, here we are getting 0.65, that means it is plus 0.65. And when you will solve this minus 0.4 and minus 0.3, you will get minus 0.7. So when you will solve these two numbers, plus minus minus, so you will get the answer in minus only. Yes or no? So 0.7 and 0.65, you will get what? 0.05. Okay, so whenever in a column you have negative numbers as well as positive number, find the positive number separately, then the negative numbers, and then solve that two numbers to get the final answer. Okay, so here we got the answer. Okay, understood? Once again, I will explain this part. Whenever you have a negative and positive number, first you total the positive number, write down, then the negative numbers. As here we got minus 0.7 and nothing is there, so you can write 0. So when you will solve this two number, you will get the final result. As here the final result is what? Minus 0.05. So here we got the first answer as minus 0.05. Okay, and what is the second one? It is e of x square. So what is the formula? It is the total of xi square into pi. That means you have to find the total of the last column. As here we have 0.8 plus 0.3 plus 0 plus 0.15 plus 1. Directly you can add up the number here also, write the answer, substitute the value here, or else you can show this step. Okay, then so when you will add this all the five numbers, so you will get here 0.81. So here you will get 2.25 as the answer. Okay, after that we have to find v of x. For v of x, what is the formula? It is e of x square minus e of x the whole square. As what is e of x the whole square? It is 2.25 minus what is e of x? E of x is minus 0.05 the whole square. As e of x is minus 0.05, so you will write minus 0.05, and here we have square, so we'll find the square of this number. So 2.25 minus square is positive, So when you will square this number, so you will get what? So the answer for minus 0.05 the whole square, it will be 0.0025. Okay, so therefore 2.25 minus 0.0025, so when you will subtract, so you will get what? 2.2475 as the answer for v of x. Okay, so after finding v of x, in this question we have to find one more answer for ST. So SG stand for what? Standard deviation. So as we know that to find standard deviation, simply what you will do, you will find the square root of v of x. As what is the square root of v of x? That means what is the answer for v of x here we got? That is 2.2475. As here clearly we can see that to find the square root of 2.2475, it will be difficult because this root 2, it is imperfect square root, as directly we cannot get the answer. Like if in place of 2.2475, if it is root 4, yeah, root 9, so straight away we can write the answer as 2 3. As root 2, it is imperfect, it is irrational, so directly we cannot find our answer. So here to find the answer there are two methods. One is by log table, directly you can find your answer. That is a one method. And the second method is what? It is the square root division method. If in case if you don't have the log book, so how you will find? You will find by using square root division method. I hope you all might be knowing what is square root division method, as it was there in the lower standard. It was there in 8th standard. So this method, I hope you all might be knowing. You used to pair this number, yes or no? So 1 ones are 1. So this 24 will come down. So plus 1, 2. Okay. So in this way you will find your answer. So in the next year you will take one number in a such a way that the answer it should be less than 124. Yeah, it should be 124. As if we take here 5, so it will be 125. So here we'll take 4. So 4. So this will be 96. So like this you will find your answer. So here I guess the answer will be 1.49, so and so. Okay, so up to second decimal you can find your answer. For SG it is enough, you can show your answer till second decimal place. Okay, so to find ST value, if in case the square root is imperfect, irrational number, we cannot find the square root directly. So there are two methods. With the help of log table, there is a section where we have the square, cube root, square root. Okay, so where you will see 2.2475, in place of there you will get the answer 1.49 from the log table. Or else if in case if you don't have the log table, with the help of square root division method also we can find our answer. So in this way you have to present your sum in board exam. So first you will construct a table, then after that you will find e of x, then after that e of x square, don't find v of x directly because here we require the value of e of x square. So first find e of x square. So there are two ways you show this step, or add the number here itself, you will get the value, and that value you substitute here. Okay, here also for xi square into pi also, no need of showing this step in the board exam. Here directly here only you will add the numbers, you will get the answer 2.25, straight away substitute the value. It is on you if you want to show the step, this adding part, and then you have to write down the answer. It is on you. Okay, Then after that, after getting the value of v of x, we'll find Sg. If in case in the question if they ask you have to find Sg also, so simply you will find the square root of v of x to get the answer. So there are two methods to find the answer. One, by log table you can get the answer directly, or else by division method. So this method is known as square root division method. Okay, so now we'll take one more sum, but not based on this, based on to guess that particular this table. So what is the meaning of this table? This is known as probability distribution. So now we'll take some based on to guess whether a table is a PMF or not. That means you have to guess that a particular table is a probability distribution or it is a PMF or not. Okay, for that you have to remember that 3 points. Which one? The first one is what? The sum of this probability, it should be equal to 1. Second point is what? P of x cannot be negative. And third point is what? If in case if you are getting any negative values in P of x, straight away you will write that a given table, that means a given probability distribution, is not a PMF. So now we'll see the sums based on to check whether it is PMF or not.